Right, you might be asking yourself, what crazy idea has he came up with now? Well, while we're waiting for that barrel to dry, I'm going to plant some potatoes. Potatoes? February, mid-February, you're planting potatoes? Let me show you. So what I've done is I've made this pallet colour bed, and I've made some modularised translucent hard plastic. I had some plastic sheets left and I thought, you know what, I can make use of these and I can get a few early potatoes in. Now then, this could come back and bite me on the backside, as you very well know. I'm not being a smart ass, I'm basically just testing things. We might get lucky and get no frost between now and spring, who knows. And if we do, I've got another trick up my sleeve with this. So basically I've made these are all panels. They will all just slot it together, a couple of screws in to hold them in place, and they'll hold them to the bed. Yes, I need to make a lid, but on the inside I'm also going to line these with fleece. I've got some really thick fleece and I'm going to line the inside of these with fleece. And the beauty about them being modularised and easily disassembled, they're very light, they can be stored away. They'll be thermal, plus offer some rain protection from heavy rains and frosts. Fingers crossed, that's the theory. And because I've made it to fit the pallet collar beds, I can move it to the other beds if I need to. And I might make a couple more of these because these were actually easy to make than the other ones. And potentially will last a bit longer as well. So I'm going to get cracking and I'm going to get the inside of these panels now and I'm going to get them lined with fleece. And there we have it. All four panels have now also been lined on the inside with fleece. And it suddenly occurred to me, if you try to buy something like this on the market, an insulated, semi-waterproof bed cover, how much it would cost. Okay, so the wood was free. I'm lucky. I got the laths free. If you've seen in one of the other videos. The fleece, yes, it's got to be bought. But this is a rather thick one as well. I think I bought this on Amazon last year and it's been sitting in there and I haven't used it. So I thought, right, we'll use this good thick one and we'll line this with that. And I've stapled it on. And so, yeah, I can't remember how much I paid for that. And the sheeting is second-hand sheeting. Yes, I bought it initially, and I think it was £8 for an 8-foot sheet at the time I bought it. There's something like £12 a sheet now, but the thing is, if you make it out of more rugged stuff, potentially the longevity of the covers will last longer. So it's the old horses for courses. If you spend a little more, do them right the first time, then you should get quite a lifespan out of them and value for money. What I wouldn't like to do is try and buy something like this on the internet. Even if they were available, which I'm not aware of, I would hate to see the price of them. All that remains is for me to reassemble it, get the potatoes in, and then find a quick way of making a cover for now because my back's going crazy now. Don't get me wrong, it's took me a couple of hours to make these, but it's well worth it because now it's made, it can be moved and reused and reused and reused and reused, disassembled, reassembled. And yeah, the benefits are worth the effort, basically. The potatoes I'm going to be planting in here are just a few out of the house that was in a potato bag. It was the smaller ones and they were starting to chit. Don't know what flavour they are, what breed they are, they're going in. The good potatoes, the really nice potatoes, so whatever comes out, if it comes out, is a bonus for an early crop. So, I'll get cracking. Right, here we are. So, the cage is ready assembled, and you can see we've got 3, 6, as it just so happens, 9 potatoes. Just a few were picked out of the potato bag from home and put them in a carrier bag and thought I'll plant them. And it just happens to be 9. So 9 in this collar bed. And what we're going to do is just simply plant them up and leave them and see how they get on. I'm going to cover the top over. Obviously I've got to find something to cover it with. But so I've made this complete bed out of the plastic sheeting I had spare. And the dimensions were designed, the height was designed, and it was governed by the plastic sheets. So what I've done was measured the plastic sheets in width, which were 30 inches, and I split them right down the middle to give me more. So these are 15 inches high. And I've got enough left over out of the sheets to do another complete one of these. So I can make another one another day. So let me get cracking and get planting. Everybody knows how to plant potatoes, I'm sure, but down as deep as I can with that. And drop the potato in. I'm not sure if you can see this side on the camera. Drop the potato in, compost back on. Right down to the handle. Chits up, it doesn't really matter, but I've never found it matters anyways. They'll find their own way up. Right, I'm going to get on and plant these and try and find myself a cover for this before the rain comes on. Right, there we have it. All finished. So yes, it's bigger than the bed, but it's a temporary. It's screwed down into the frame. And I found these. I'm doing a Terry King. I actually found these. They'd been dumped up the path as I was coming along the path. I seen someone had just disposed of them. They were already framed up, and I thought I can make use of those. And they'd been in the garage for I don't know how long, and then they were put outside when I'd done the garage, and I put them around the back of that shed. And I thought, I know what I can use. So they're a bit on the big side, so they overlap on each side and each end. But I've basically just pinned 3 screws through the edge, and then I've pinned the edges on the top. It'll keep 90% of the water and frost off. And then hopefully with these plastic frames and and what I've done is I've put a screw or 2 down into the beds as well, just in case the gales get under this and try to lift it. And hopefully, yeah, we'll get some potatoes come up, and this will protect them from any frosts and adverse weather until the weather picks up a bit. Right, so I think it's almost 4 o'clock. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's 5 to 4, and I think we took this little battery bank off charge about 9:45 this morning. So let's see how it's done. And we've used about 1/4 of the battery. So I'm going to leave this all night and see if it's still running in the morning. Hopefully you'll be able to see. It shows 15 on this one. I'm going to leave this all night before I put it back on charge, see how long we get with it. And in here it's still showing 17.6. So there's a slight discrepancy of 2 degrees between the external one and the internal one. But that tells me that even on the low power, which is what we've got this on now, and just this battery bank, it's maintaining the temperature inside there. So we're going to leave it on low temperature, leave it on low and let this run all night. And I'm hoping that when I come tomorrow there'll be about 1/4 left in that battery, and then we can charge it up from this again and unplug it. Yeah, but then of course I'll be back at work, so you know, I might just charge it in and leave it constantly in. Right, another fairly productive day today. in spite of the weather being cold, miserable and damp. Most of the time was taken up just making that cage, that frame. But it serves a purpose, it's done now, and it should last a couple of years. And more importantly, when I'm finished with that, I can move it onto another bed if I want to protect something else till it gets going, and then uncover it. Certainly worth the effort, but the trouble is, with the bending down all the time, it really does play havoc with my back. And once over I'd have made 10 of them in a day, but not anymore. Well, anyways, if nothing else, I hope you're enjoying my madness. Potatoes out in February, onions out in February, early February. I planted some seedling cabbages and cauliflowers, but they were there. I just put them out. It's all a test. They might all come back and bite me on the backside and get nothing for my effort. But so what? We'll just plant again. No big deal. Right, hope you've enjoyed these little experiments I've been doing lately, and I know it's not much in the way of gardening, but we did do a little bit today. We planted some potatoes and showed you the new frame that I've made up, which is sort of insulated and semi-water protected, presumably. Let's see how it goes. And I hope you're enjoying the madness, if nothing else. I know I am. Right, as always guys, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe and be practical and keep yourselves at harm's way. Thanks for all your likes, dislikes, comments, subscriptions, donations and suggestions. It really is appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Blue. Are you a good lad? Are you a good boy? He's a good boy. Yes he is. He's a good lad. He's a good boy.